Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Is China feeling the heat from India? And is that why its proxy Pakistan is doing all these cuts across the international border in Jammu? Let's welcome Lieutenant General Ravi Shankar. Here's a small request to you to like this video and help it go viral. And let's talk about what is happening. There was this conference that Xi Jinping was attending. He was supposed to give the most important speech there, and I'll let you continue from there, sir.
And then this news comes of him having suffered a stroke. Then sometime later, the news comes, no, he didn't suffer a stroke, probably he fell down. I mean, this is supposed to be a key event, the third plenum, for their economic strategy to revitalize their economy. Big announcements were to be made, or rather, what comes out are anodyne statements, which comes out of any CCP thing. One, that's the first thing. So Xi Jinping, after this incident has been reported, has not made a statement. Next thing is he's not been seen in public afterwards. He's a man who likes adulation. So what comes out after 24 hours is that a clip comes out where he's walking and waving. We don't know when that was taken. It could have been taken 4 years back, 1 year back, half a year back, or one day before, or on the day when he walked in. There's also the fact that there's going to be internal problems in China if something happens to him. He could be alive but decapacitated. He could be alive and normal. He might come out of the hospital within the next 5 days and wave to the public. We don't know. Last month, there was a special conference of the Political Work Commission of the Central Military Commission, which held a conference of all generals and all their military top brass. There is a time in which he sacked 2 defense ministers, all that. And that conference was held after 10 years. It's not a normal conference, it's an abnormal conference, a kind of an extraordinary conference, right? And basically to get the loyalty of the PLA on his side. Just on the eve of this conference, he sacks one more PLARF general. That's in public domain now. So things are not okay for him in terms of the equation between the CCP and the PLA. But in terms of who will succeed him, no one knows, because like good dictators, he doesn't have a succession plan. And what's more, the party elders, which are a feature of the Chinese Communist Party, they all vanished. So if something happens to Xi Jinping, then we are looking at a lot of turmoil in China.
Would this not be a good time for someone like a rogue general to try and take the law into his own hands and try something like a mischief, whether it is Taiwan or South China Sea or India? What are the probabilities of that? What happens as the protocol is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Over the past 3-4 years, Xi Jinping has emasculated the PLA leadership completely. I don't think anyone in the PLA leadership has the capability to undertake such a mission, leadership-wise. He's just broken up the one lot who could have done it as the SSF, Strategic Force. Now that he broke up into an Information Support Force, Aerospace Force, and a Cyber Space Force. And that guy who commanded that SSF, Strategic Support Force, is missing. Plus, the PLARF chaps are missing. The past 2 defense ministers are missing. So, and plus 9 more generals were sacked some time back. So, I don't know whether there is a rogue general left who can do all this. There is a view which I heard today, of this chap 𝗤𝗏 who's supposed to be in jail. We don't know where he is, of coming back, but that's a long shot. But if such things were to happen, there will be turmoil in China. Turmoil in China gives India great opportunities. Understand the differential of where India and China are at this point of time, and then you'll see, the opportunities opening up for us. The left one is from 𝗥𝑠 Global. This is yesterday's. Their GDP is going down. He says why China's GDP is growth slowed down in second quarter. They've just hit 4.7%. Everyone was thinking it will be 5%. It's down. Okay, on the right is what IMF says. The forecast for India for 24-25 is going to be 7. north of 7, might go up to 8. Last year it was 8. So there's a big differential in this, right? And then let's look at the other one. This is these figures I got from a Global Times tweet. I mean, I didn't know about it. And what does this say? This says China has going to grow at about 5% next year, whereas India is going to go at 7% plus. And last year the differential was even more. This is something very interesting. I saw this a week back. Will pessimism in China and optimism in India, confidence seemed key to economic puzzle. Now, when a Chinese media outlet like South China Morning Post comes like this, then you have to start wondering, is this nation confident of itself? I don't think. I think they're lacking confidence. And what's more, with what's happening with Xi Jinping, whatever happening with Xi Jinping, the confidence will get only shattered even more, or rather, it will go down. Uh, and then, of course, if this follows up, we have started building, power plants in Arunachal, hydropower plants, a huge investment being done. China has objected to it. The fact is that so far we have not done it. Now we have taken it up in a big way, right? It's a good thing which we have done. And probably, without the political confidence, we might not have been able to do it. Okay. Then you look at this, see how they have portrayed it. This is all from their media. Modi visited part of India's strategy to boost security amid China tensions. And I think China did, what we're going to talk of, this proxy war business, I'm glad you took this topic up because this angle didn't hit me till today morning and you brought this up. I must credit Mr. Sree Iyer for this, for all those who are listening. I didn't imagine that, because of our heat on China, they could instigate or rather instruct Pakistan to do this.
Because it is very clear Chinese weapons are on display with whenever we are downing these. They are not militants; they look like SSG members because of the way that they are able to target somebody's unbulletproof portion of their body and taking officers out. And that takes a lot of skill when you're shooting from yards out, tens of yards out. So somewhere China has a big hand to play. We thought it would be their leftover machine guns and other things from America because they left in a hurry in 2021. Somewhere this is happening. So where is China feeling the heat? Because we need to define that part, and then we can say that this is why it is trying to take the heat off of itself.
There's a gripe from China to say, look, India buys oil from Russia and sells it to everyone. India gets defense equipment from Russia, but no one tells India anything. I did a full video on this. Have a look at it. Have a look at it, how the leadership of PLA is really bad. So PLA, I don't think, is in a great shape to do anything. So what do they go? Where do they go? They have to go to Pakistan. And we know Pakistan, they have a lot of interests. As it is, they're getting problems in Afghanistan. So they have to do something. Now look at this map. Okay. This is a map of India, China, Tibet, Tajikistan and all. POK is pretty important. Okay. Now what's happening here? Let's see. You see, CPC attacks are there for the past 1-2 years. Karachi, Dasu, Chinese people getting killed. CPC is virtually paralyzed. Nothing is happening there. That's a lot of investment into Pakistan. And based on the pressure from China, there's Pakistan has been pushed to do this 𝙒𝙖𝙦 𝗤𝘂𝘁 and a lot of action on the border, but that has not taken off really. On the other hand, attacks by TTP and Afghan Taliban have increased right down to the Indus line, that is in Mianwali Air Base, which was attacked some time back. Dera Ismail Khan, Bannu was the latest attack which they had. So there's pressure on Pakistan there. Under these conditions, I don't know why Pakistan will and the best part is that Pakistan till recently had a secure flank in with India because it was in a ceasefire with India. Why would Pakistan go and break that ceasefire and start a whole lot of issues around Jammu and Kashmir? Now I'll go into a little more detail. I mean, you have to understand that. Look at this. This is the IB, this is the LOC. Now that's the Pir Panjal range. Anything north of the Pir Panjal range, that light green area, is the Srinagar Valley. So whatever happens, and of course, this is the road which goes from Pathankot to Jammu to Srinagar, and one goes to Poonch and Rajouri Poonch. These are the two main arterial roads in this area. Right. Now, all the action in this area, all the terrorist incidents, if you map it for the past 5-6 months, happened south of Pir Panjal range. A couple happened north of Pir Panjal range. Now, basically, these are happening in Pir Panjal range, I must tell you, is a pretty wooded range, steep slopes, tough terrain. Right? No communications there. Heights go up to 15,000-16,000 feet there. It's very difficult to operate there. Around that, there's one set of well-trained militants operating with caches. And those caches, everything can come only from Pakistan. As against this, if you look in the Srinagar Valley, in the thing, it's very difficult. There are a lot of forces there, everything is tight. And from the LOC to go up to Srinagar, it's very tough terrain. They have to go traverse 100-200 kilometers to reach their target. So they're not even attempting. So the focus is down south. Now, down south, what do they aim to achieve? I mean, and if you look back, right? Yeah, why would Pakistan activate the eastern and the western front simultaneously? And that too, when Pakistan's economy is down, they're down and out for the count. Why would they do this? Unless the Chinese want them to do it. Right? So that after all, we're going to have elections before September in Jammu and Kashmir. And they have to do something. So if you do something, then the whole state looks disturbed and you can't have elections. If you don't have elections, then people will start getting fidgety. All those things, how it is. And then the Indian state starts looking bad. And Pakistan also gets a leg up if they can do something and, their Kashmir agenda is kept up. And then the Chinese also, then the pressure is on this area, right? In some manner, the pressure gets transferred to the LAC also. And it trips India geopolitically. If this Kashmir issue can go back to the international forum.
Now, the next thing that they have there is the Gilgit area, where we have Chinese enclaves, close to 1 lakh people, I believe. And these are all, walled city. Inside that, there's only Chinese signs. I'm wondering if Pakistan is getting ready to cede Gilgit area also. What can India do?
No, I don't think they can do that. And that is why, if they had to cede the Gilgit area, they have to start something there. Otherwise, it's difficult. How do you defend J&K? One way of defending J&K is strengthen the grid, better intelligence, and don't let people cross over, all that. But we've been doing that now for 30 years. If the terrorism doesn't strike in the south, it strikes in the north. If not in the north, in the center. The location varies. So you have to shift the focus, and you have to take the ball into the opponent's court. And where else but POK and Gilgit-Baltistan? After all, Gilgit-Baltistan and Pakistan are not provinces of POK, and Gilgit-Baltistan are not provinces of Pakistan. They're not constitutionally there. These people don't have representation in Pakistan, in political representation in any manner. Then you disturb the Chinese presence in that area, and then you put pressure on Pakistan, and then you get intrinsic security, because if Pakistan is concentrating on its internal issues, because it has to start internalizing, they will have less time to come across this, notwithstanding whatever China says. And when that happens, there's going to be a mirror effect on the LAC sooner or later. The LAC will also start getting affected. In fact, China will start getting affected. So there's a lot of value to take our things across. And for that, you have to reach out to the people, because people are important. You have to reach out to the people, uh, assure them that they have a place in India if they want to come to India. We don't want the people, they have to come with the land, right? And they say, we don't want to be with Pakistan, we want to be with India. And we tell them, look at people in our part of Jammu and Kashmir. They're living so well. Everything comes to them. And what's your status? You're just going down. You don't even get electricity. Start giving that. Give them political representation. Anyway, in our constitution, in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly, there are seats kept for constitutions there, constituencies there. So elect them in some manner, give them representation. Give them, there are a lot of people exiled sitting in USA, UK, wherever. Elect them or nominate them into your assembly. Let them have a voice. Let them talk. Let them be part of your mainstream process. 4-5 years back, Pakistan was a net exporter of food.
Yes.
No more. It's hereafter a net importer of food for the past 5 years. Will the situation change? It won't change. Why will it not change? It will not change because the Pakistani population is going up, the land is the same. Pakistan is going to be food deficient hereafter with a growing population. So that generates a lot of social tensions within. And they don't have the money to import.
Yesterday's price was 800 rupees per kilo, I think, wheat.
Yeah,
800 rupees. We're discussing a fairly difficult problem here about how to integrate back or win back territory that belongs to India without firing a bullet.
The dynamics of India-China relationship will change hugely if the internal politics in China change. China can't attack anyone today, except probably small countries like Philippines and all. Even that it's not able to do really. All our dynamic military actions have not brought us peace. So if you start political actions, you'll start getting peace. Article 370 has changed the whole story of J&K.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Thank you so much, General Ravi Shankar. Thank you once again, sir. Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskar.